Thanks for listening today. It is the first Friday of a brand new month. Welcome November. And so today's the day we set aside to get caught up with our public lands agency, the Bureau of Land Management. We have wonderful representatives in studio today. We have Sheryl Miller from California Trailer Interpretive Center. How's it going today, Sheryl?
So good. Thanks for having me on the program. So excited to be here again with you, Lori.
Thank you, Sheryl. Not only does she have November lined out, she's got December to tell us about. So we're going to go over all the amazing activities at one of the most popular places, especially for family activities. That's our very own California Trailer Interpretive Center. And we are pleased to welcome back Madi Harris.
Yes,
Hi, Madi.
good to be back. Good to be back. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely, Madi. You are the Elko District BLM Fire Recruiter. So
Yes,
yeah.
I am. So I'm here to talk about making sure that everybody knows about the applications that we have available and also just kind of spread the word about what wildland fire is. I tend to notice that a lot of people aren't sure what a wildland firefighter is.
Well, good. We've got some time. So we're going to settle in and let Madi do that. I'm going to scoot that microphone a little closer to you. There we go. Okay, that should do it. Okay, Madi.
All right.
I know. So I guess we could just say, fire season's kind of officially technically ended, right? So,
Yes.
Okay, good. All right. But this is the time when our agency goes into the hiring, training, recruitment mode. Obviously, that's why you're here today.
Yes.
So let's talk about, I know you've been talking to high school students, you've been talking to college students, for example, about what an exciting career fire is.
Yeah, we just got done with the college career fair for the high schoolers. So we were able to talk to all of the Wells, Jackpot, Wendover, I believe, Elko, Spring Creek, Carlin as well. So all of the students were able to come to the convention center, and we kind of try to spread the word about the applications that we have, the kind of what their summer would look like if they got into a position, and then all of the different positions that we have, which we have a lot.
Well, we can get started with who you're looking for and I guess some of the basic requirements if you want, Madi.
Okay, yeah. The requirements is that you just have to be of 18 years of age by the time that you start. So if you applied when you're 17, just by the time that you actually come on to start working for us, you have to be 18 years of age. Other than that, you don't need a high school diploma. So if you are still in high school and you're of 18, you can come work for us. And then we do kind of look for college students as well, because it is labeled as a summer job. Usually the entry-level positions are 3 to 4 months long, depending on our fire season. So you'll work for those 3 to 4 months, and then you can go back to college, or if you are not going to college, you can work as long as you would like to.
Well, that's nice, Madi. And obviously you were hooked because it was probably a temporary job for you at one point.
Yeah, and I'm actually guilty of not knowing what wildland fire was either. I had seen a couple of my friends that had joined, and I was like, oh, this seems really interesting to me. I looked into it, and then I was like, okay, maybe I'll try it for a summer. And yeah, I had gotten hooked, and here I am almost 6 years later.
And this is a position that's taken you a lot of places now, I mean, physically, right? And as well as in your career path.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. This year, I wasn't able to get off district very often. Last year, I was in Minnesota, North Dakota, Arizona, Idaho, and Utah. So all of those places just within one summer.
And obviously you like to be outside.
Yes, this is definitely a position for folks that enjoy being in the outdoors for about 2 weeks at a time. And then, I mean, if you want to stay within the area, you can do that as well. You don't have to go out of state. But it's definitely for the people that want to work outdoors and kind of work with the wildland and stuff.
So let's talk about what wildland is and all the various positions, Madi.
Okay, so in Elko District, we're a little bit, quote unquote, more special than other places, I guess I could say.
Of course we are.
Yeah. We have dispatch. So dispatch is basically what I call it, the orchestrating the whole musical production, which is they're keeping track of all of the resources that the fire needs, whether that's engines or water tenders, hand crews, stuff like that. You're toning out fires, you're talking to the resources, making sure that they get the things that they need. A lot of overtime hours in that position. And then our other positions would be engines, which is what I do. We are stationed in Elko, and like I said, we go off district. You don't have to if you don't want to. So the engines actually take the truck to the fire, put the fire out if we're able to drive around. And then we have hot shots, also based out of the same station. Hot shots are gone almost all summer. They make I want to say that they make the most amount of money. For 2 weeks at a time, they'll come back for about 2 to 3 days off, and then they'll go back out. And that's for about 3 to 4 months as well.
And that's Helitek, right?
That's Hot Shots.
Oh, Hot Shots. So Hot Shots
Yes.
are different. Let's talk about that. Hot Shots.
Compared to Helitek?
Yeah.
Okay, so Hot Shots is a 20-man crew. So you're going to be working with a bunch of different individuals. You're either digging line or you're on a saw. So there's like saw crews, line crew, basically, I guess you can call them. And everybody has a different job, but they all work together to get the same job done, or the same goal accomplished, I should say. And like I said, gone for 2 weeks at a time. And I think they do about 6 to 7 rolls. So that's what you call a 2-week assignment, is a roll. So you'll be gone on about 6 to 7 of those. So like I said, a lot of money.
A lot of money. Yep, a lot of money. Perfect position, especially for someone who's looking to stash away some cash, maybe likes to do other things during the year, for example, as you said, if you're a student. And so tell us about Helitek then.
Okay, so the Helitek this is how I describe it to the kids. You have a helicopter that you work on, and it is like a taxi that takes you directly to the fire. So instead of an engine that's going to take about maybe an hour, 2 hours to get to the area that you need to go to, you're just on a helicopter that's going to drop you right off, and you're going to get on the ground and start working the fire. And then you'll use, as a ground resource, you'll use that helicopter to do bucket drops, which is filling their however many gallons of water in a bucket and then drop it on hot spots, work the hot spots, and then they'll Uber you right off.
Well, and you might be out in the field for days or hours, obviously.
Yeah, so you can be gone. You can be gone for 1 hour. You could be gone for 2 weeks. Just depends on how much they need you.
All right. And again, firefighters are seen as heroes. This is dangerous work, Madi.
It can be, definitely. I always say that it's more dangerous if you don't have the proper training, but BLM is very, very, what's the word I'm looking for?
Diligent or?
Yeah, I would say very diligent in their training. They make sure that when you are in an entry-level position that you have the proper training to make sure that you know what you're doing, and if it is a dangerous situation, on how to get out of it.
Yes, and that's really important too, because if you are even the least interested in any of these positions, you're now looking at hiring so that you can get training done, right?
Yeah, so Elko High School is doing a class.
Their academy. Yeah.
Yes, they have, I believe it's actually in the curriculum now. The county fire is helping with those classes. So you can come out of high school with all of the quote unquote rookie classes.
Like your ELF, entry-level firefighter, right?
Basically, yeah.
Cool.
And so BLM, if you don't do that, that's okay. BLM has a week-long rookie school training where you go and learn how to be a firefighter. And for BLM, you are getting, if you do it with county or BLM, you are getting paid for that week of training.
So we should probably drop a couple of figures, right, Madi? Entry level, are we talking an hourly wage or?
Yeah, your hourly wage as a GS3, which is the entry level position, is about 17 and some change. And then on top of the $17 an hour, you have hazard pay, which is 25% of your base. And then you have overtime, which is time and a half. And on top of all of that, you have night differential. Once you're on a fire, which is like 4 hours of night diff. I can't tell you what that percentage is. Holiday pay, and there's another one. So they all just tend to stack up on each other.
And we do know there have been advances in enhancing these federal positions recently, right? So, so some folks, because we're finding fire seasons are longer, Madi, this could turn into a career pretty quickly.
Oh, absolutely. We're always looking to better our entry-level folks to give them a career in this. So we have the seasonal positions, and then we also have career seasonal, which means you're guaranteed 6 months of work. And after that, you can stay on to do winter work. And then once you have that position, we're trying to keep you. And so I'm in the position where they're trying to keep me.
Oh, well, that's fantastic for us, because I know you've been doing this and been very successful for some time, Madi.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So what's the best way to get in touch and to get this process started if someone's interested in, as we talked about, dispatch, engines, hot shots?
Yeah, so my contact information, I have a couple flyers around town, and I have a couple billboards. I'm not sure if my personal my recruiter information is on there. The best contact information would be mine, and I always just tell people just to send me a text message that says, hey, I'm interested in this. I don't know much about it. What do you have for me? And then I give the entire spiel of how to apply or what wildland fire is.
All right. And your number is?
My contact number is 775-934-1941.
Okay. 775-934-1941. And I guess the last question, I mean, obviously, unless there's something we haven't covered, but who makes a good firefighter, entry level or not? I mean, what kind of qualities are you looking for in a person?
That's a really good question. I mean, and this is my personal kind of experience, is just somebody that has initiative to want to learn more, that wants to go out and know everything, ask a lot of questions, even if you feel like they might not be really good questions. But I think somebody that just wants to understand how it works. And once you know how all of the resources work, you become a really good firefighter, knowing how to use those resources in your own betterment.
And this is really great training that's offered to you free of charge. It's literally a leg up. It looks amazing on a resume, even if you don't decide to be a career firefighter.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, Madi, you're certainly inspiring. I hope that people listening will spread the word if, they know someone that's looking, especially as you're getting, because once this holiday season hits, it's going to be spring and then it's going to be graduation.
Yes,
right?
exactly.
Yes. So if you find yourself in that spot.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And it's like, if they kind of don't know if they want to join or not, it's just send the application anyway.
I am so proud of some of my friends, and they're young friends too, or they're actually daughters of friends who have, because I wanted to mention this is equal opportunity, right, Madi? This is a great career move.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm really proud of some of the young women in particular that I know that have gotten into this field, and they have really made a huge difference in not only their own lives, but in the lives of people around them.
Mm-hmm. I am always super happy to see women that come into wildland fire. I just read a statistic that says that women make up 6% of the wildland firefighting force. And so anytime that I see a woman in the workforce, I'm super pumped to see it.
All right. So high five.
Yeah.
All right. Madi, thank you so much.
Of course.
Obviously, in this program that we're sharing with Sheryl Miller from California Trailer Interpretive Center, you can pop back in any time if there's like I forgot something. Okay. All right. So we've been talking with Madi Harris, and she is the fire recruiter for Elko District BLM. And I know, Sheryl, you've also spent a career in, I think, in agency work, and Madi's got to be pretty inspiring to you too, huh? Isn't that great?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I always love seeing the ladies out there working in natural resources. We are just a small percentage of the population out there, so shout out to all those girls.
Yeah.
We'd love to see you out. We'd love to work with you, and it is an amazing career. I started out in forestry, and now I'm in interpretation and park rangering, and so all of this is near and dear to my heart. And going into this career changed my life. And so any of you girls or also guys out there on the fence, think about it. It is a wonderful adventure, and you will come out on the other end a different person, but in a really good way.
Oh, nice, Sheryl. And I think, too, a lot of it is you meet so many different people, right? You meet some of the best people who are attracted to this profession.
Exactly. Not just wildland firefighters, but natural resource folks in particular are just great people. We're all out there because our heart's in the right place. We want to help the environment, we want to help our community, and we want to have fun. And so if you're into any of those things, give Madi a call or shoot her a text. I think you would not regret it.
Sheryl Miller. And speaking of fun, let's just start talking about not only November, California Trailer Interpretive Center programs, pretty much everything that we're about to talk about is free, by the way.
Everything is free. That's one of the best things about the Trail Center is we work really hard to keep everything free for our community. So unless you see otherwise, all of our programs are always free.
Nice. So let's get started. You want to talk about maybe some of the November standard programs, and then we're going to really ramp it up because December is just jam-packed already.
Oh yeah, we have a fun program just tomorrow. So those of you guys that are looking for a fun program to go out and do with your family, tomorrow, which is November 2nd at 1 p.m., we have Macy from Nevada Outdoor School, who is going to be leading a braided rug trivet program. program. And I don't know, you probably know this, Lori, but I didn't realize that braiding rugs is actually a traditional pioneer craft. And it's something that they would do in the wintertime. And it's something that they would all gather together and do as a community out of recycled fabrics that they would shred into strips and then braid. And then, well, Macy will tell you the rest tomorrow. And we're not going to have you do a whole rug because that would be like way too much. And so she's going to be leading making braided rug trivets. And I didn't know what a trivet was before this, so I'll describe it. So it's going to be like a rounded pad that you could put like a hot pad or your tea kettle on. So sort of like a hot pad for your counter, if that makes sense. And we have all these different colorful fabrics. It's super easy, but it may take you a little bit of time. So if you do want to come to this, maybe an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours to make your final product. But Macy's been making them around the office and they're just really cute, really fun. And if you're planning ahead, they could be some cool stocking stuffers. So those of you that are looking for some fun homemade gifts, come on out tomorrow to the Trail Center, 1 o'clock. Come see Macy and she'll lead you through braiding some rug trivets.
Nice. You can always look forward to these educational fun programs at California Trail Interpretive Center because of these amazing volunteers that you have in addition to the small staff. So it's nice to hear about this support. And then this is really fascinating. You could learn to crochet.
Yeah, so on November 16th at 1 p.m., Macy from Nevada Outdoor School again. She's our super crafty one. She is going to be leading a crochet workshop. And what she wants everyone to know is that this is to learn the fundamentals of crochet. It's beginner friendly. You will be gifted a small ball of yarn, and you will be given a printed pattern to take home with you. And she wants you to bring a hook, or you can borrow one of ours, but if you have your own, it's always good to bring your own. And the goal is not to walk home with a finished product, but to learn the basic skills so that you can make the craft at home. So she'll be hooking you up with all of the skills. She's been talking about all kinds of cool crochet moves like frogging, and I forgot all the other cool words. She told me this morning. And so she'll be just leading you through the basics and then kind of sending you out the door so that you can make your own cool craft at home.
Oh, that is awesome. And both, boys, girls, anybody can learn to do this, or even adults, right? For the first time.
Yeah, this is a great activity for all ages. Bring, maybe not the little ones, they need to definitely have some dexterity. But teenagers, maybe ages 9 or 10 and up, but older people, anyone who's interested in crochet. And Lori, I don't know if you know, but all the young people are into crocheting and knitting and all of these new sort of old-fashioned crafts. So come on out, young people. Is Maddie smiling?
Yes. Or I've seen the videos.
She's seen the videos. All right, you need to come out, Maddie. Do you know how to crochet?
I don't, and I'm scared of what I could make.
Oh, okay. Macy wants you to come out so she can show you how to crochet. So awesome. It's for everyone, even Maddie.
Okay. All right, super cool. So yes, you can learn all the fundamentals. And again, this is such a great thing to have. It helps you learn process, helps you relax a little bit. And who couldn't use a little, ease some of that tension and anxiety, right? Learn to crochet.
For sure. And just meet some members of your community that might be like-minded. I don't know about you, but I could always use some more friends. So whenever I come to these programs, I always meet people in the community. And it's always wonderful to have more friends out there. So come on out to just make friends.
California Trail Interpretive Center, of course, during the month of November, as we're starting to kind of snuggle in and combat the cold. But there's going to be a fun event too on November 9th, one of your regular dates, a story and a fossil hike.
Yeah, so this one's going to be really fun. On Saturday, November 9th at 1 p.m., you're going to come on out, hopefully bring your kids. Now, this one is great for the littles, but also the ones in between and the older folks coming out. Ranger Glenn is going to be reading a story about fossils, and then he is going to take you on a hike to look for fossils. So probably not a lot of people know this, but we do have fossils on our property at the trail center. And if you come and listen to the story, Ranger Glenn will take you up there, show you them, and then talk a little bit about fossils in the area and how they're formed, things like that. So this is a great program for the whole family. Whether you're into stories, you're into fossils, you're into hiking, he's got all of them wrapped into one.
Very nice. And again, we all know toddlers like to hike and they're close to the ground, so they find some amazing stuff. So.
Oh, yeah. They're the best at finding cool stuff on the ground. And the hike will only be probably about a mile, maybe a mile and a half at its, longest. And so it is great for the whole family, even for those that have little tiny short legs.
Oh, yeah. That's so much fun. Just a great way to get out and enjoy the beautiful outdoors and our very own California Trail Interpretive Center. That'll lead us into making some holiday pot holders on Sunday, right?
Yep. As you mentioned, we have some incredible volunteers. So we have one of our volunteers, Brenda. Shout out to Brenda. She's going to be leading our holiday pot holders program that will be on Sunday, November 10th at 1 p.m. And we've got some really cool festive Thanksgiving fabrics and holiday fabrics that you can use to make your pot holders. And she'll guide you through the whole process. So you don't need to know how to sew. You don't need to bring any of your own supplies. This is one where we will supply everything, including the how-to. And for those of you that are into history and like to use antique things, we have 2 sewing machines from the early 1900s that are hand treadle, or you use your foot to make them sew. They don't use any electricity, and Brenda always gets those out for folks. She gets a real kick out of showing people how to use those. So if you've never used a hand treadle sewing machine, come on out. We have a couple that were actually donated by some of our wonderful community members.
Oh, nice. It's great to have those machines in use like that at our California Trail Interpretive Center. It would be fascinating to know if any of those machines made it over on the trail, because that's part of what you learn when you visit the Trail Center is what kind of things they couldn't take, even though they wanted to, right?
Oh, yeah. People, I think, were very ambitious when they loaded up those wagons in Missouri. And by the time they got to the 40-mile desert, they were jettisoning a lot of those items. And so people talk about, baby grand pianos being found out in the 40-mile desert, whole sewing machines, large, like cast iron stoves, things like that. Because once you got away from that water and you started to lose your animals, some of those possessions became not quite as important and quite burdensome.
Kind of like life's journey. So very cool. These are just some of the things that you'll learn while you're having a great time. Again, these are family-friendly activities. California Trail Interpretive Center is just 8 miles west of Elko. It's so quick. By the time you get there, you think, oh, I thought this was kind of a journey, but it's just 8 miles. You take the Hunter exit and you're there. And then you're going to make some story. You're going to have a story and make some yarn dolls in the week leading up to Thanksgiving.
Yeah. So again, for those of you that are looking for some cool, interesting handmade stocking stuffers, come on out on November 23rd at 1 p.m. for our story and craft. And this will be yarn dolls, and they're quite colorful. They're really cute. They're easy to make, and we have lots of yarn. So again, you don't need anything. You don't need to bring anything. Just come out and listen to the story, make some dolls, and maybe make some people in your family lives happier by giving them some cute little dolls that they might like.
Oh, and you can also hear stories about how pioneer children really relied on these simple toys to bring them comfort and so they could use their imagination on the trail. So that was a long car trip over the over the desert. Yes.
Walking 2,000 miles is a pretty long car trip, that's
no
for
kidding.
sure. And they had to bring their toys with them and make them along the way. So you're exactly right. Another traditional pioneer craft.
And then if you want to work off some of those Thanksgiving calories, tell us about the winter ecology hike.
On Saturday, November 30th at 1 p.m., Ranger Glenn is going to be leading a winter ecology hike. So those of you that are wondering, like, where do all the animals go in the winter? And how do they deal with the snow? And, do they migrate? Or are they just in their burrows? Ranger Glenn will be giving you the answers to some of those big questions that you might be having about the ecology here in the wintertime.
That's fantastic. And that takes us right into December, Sheryl. And this is such a beloved month in our community for lots of reasons. We live in a really generous community with a lot of inspiration. And I know from the Downtown Business Association to the Elko Convention Center to all the local merchants, they're really hoping people get into the spirit of the season this year. And you guys are right along for the ride.
Yep, we're going to help you get in the Pioneer Christmas spirit this year with our much beloved Pioneer Christmas event. And just a big note out there for all of you that already have it on your calendar, we have moved the date. So we will be celebrating Pioneer Christmas on Sunday, December 15th from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. Please note it's Sunday, December 15th, so that we aren't competing with the wonderful Snowflake Festival, because no one wants to compete with that. And so go on out on Saturday, have a great time at the Snowflake Festival, and then on Sunday, come on out and join us for a free Pioneer Christmas event for the entire family.
The theme is sleigh bells and sagebrush. That sounds wonderful, Sheryl.
I know, I love that. Isn't that so cute? It gives you like really beautiful visions of, holiday time in the desert, sort of, also in the mountains, but also in the desert. And we will be donating all non-perishable food that comes in from all of our visitors to the Friends in Service helping Elko, Nevada. They're known as FISH. And so if you bring out a non-perishable food item, we'll take it from you and we'll make it sure that it gets to people that need it here in our Elko community.
So be generous and come and exchange some non-perishable food items for a chance to make some craft ornaments or some cards. And I love this, lots of memories.
Absolutely. And don't forget, Santa and Mrs. Claus will be there. So all of you kids that have not told Santa what you want yet, come on out and whisper in his ear so that you know you're going to get exactly what you want on Christmas morning. And like you said, we're going to have so many crafts, from making ornaments to making holiday cards, rag dolls, door hangers. We're going to be making stockings, hats, yarn angels, and of course there'll be some hot drinks involved as well. So come on out. Everything is free. And we're hoping that we also have some members in our community that might want to volunteer. So if you're crafty or you just want to spread some holiday cheer, let us know out at the Trail Center. You can give us a call. And we will hook you up with a craft table or just some general, spreading of the holiday cheer. So we're looking for volunteers to come out. Again, it's 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. and help us out with some of those craft tables. And let me tell you, it's so much fun.
Oh, there's so much joy. Yeah.
Helping people with crafts, seeing the kids with their crafts, sitting on Santa's lap. It's a pretty fun day. So if you want something to do, come out and help us. We'd love to have you. Give us a call at the Trail Center.
You can help Ranger Evie Forster extraordinaire, because she is always wrangling all the kids and she needs all the volunteer help she can get. If you want to help spread this holiday cheer at Pioneer Christmas Sleigh Bells and Sagebrush event, do give Evie a call or send her an email, eforster@blm.gov, right?
Yep, or just look us up and give us a call, and we'd love to have you.
That sounds fantastic. There'll be craft tables set up, as we were talking about, from stockings and hats to yarn angels to crafts like spatter painting and even making some ornaments and those adorable rag dolls.
Oh yeah, we are going to have the full gamut of holiday cheer and crafts available for you. And you can just come out for part of the time too. And if the weather's nice, our hiking trail will be open. We've still got a couple of our wagons outside. You can bring lunch if you want, and spend as much time as you'd like.
And it sounds like a beautiful family photo op awaiting too.
Oh, I didn't even think about that. Come on out and take a really good photo out in front of our wagons. We have all of our Pioneer clothes out. We have women's clothes, men's clothes, and children's clothes. So you could definitely take a really cute holiday photo in the Pioneer clothes, up against one of our wagons or something like that. So great idea, Lori.
Well, I was wondering how the Porter and Sawyer Mercantile was going. I bet it's a big hit.
Yeah, it's going really good. We've had lots of people in, of course, trying on the clothes, trying their hand at shopping for their wagons along the trail. And then at the the end, when they come up to the desk to turn in their shopping list so we can tell them how they did, we've got one final factor that you cannot plan for, which is Lady Luck.
Oh.
So come on in and fill out your shopping list. Come see us at the front desk. We'll let you know how you did, and then we'll let you play your hand with seeing how your luck also went on the trail.
Goes, of course, traveling through Nevada. Luck be a lady tonight. Yeah. And you can look for those elephants too, that scavenger hunt.
Yeah, so we have re-hidden all of the small elephants. We've actually changed them out. So the elephants are all different. They're all in different places. So we have a brand new scavenger hunt. So all of you that have done the scavenger hunt, come on out. It's all new. And Ranger Evie tried to hide them in even harder places this time. So it's a real challenge for the whole family.
All right. So California Trail Interpretive Center is now open. Do you want to drop those winter hours just to remind people when you're open?
Oh, for sure. So we just went to our winter hours. We're now closed on Mondays and Tuesdays, and we're open Wednesday through Sunday, 8:30 a.m. to 5 p.m.
And it's a great place when kids are out of school on Friday, if they've got their homework caught up, or you maybe want to take your backpack and sit in a cozy corner and look out at the Donner Cutoff, the Hastings Cutoff, right? Oh my gosh. You can see all these amazing things. That's what I remind visitors. There's some beautiful sculpture. There are all so many surprises at the Trail Center, Sheryl.
We almost always have an art display in our South Fork room. Right now, we've got our Junior Ranger art. So all of the watercolor paintings that went into our new Junior Ranger book, which is beautiful, by the way, is now hung in our South Fork room. And then, thank you for mentioning that, because at the end of January, we're also going to be hosting the Nevada Wild Art exhibit. And that'll be there for just a month. We're going to have an art reception. There's going to be prints, I think pottery, leather, a whole big diverse group of art that will be there again, end of January through February, Nevada Wild art exhibit. So we always have something different out there, something always new and interesting to check out, look at, and do at the Trail Center.
Sheryl Miller, California Trail Interpretive Center. Thank you so much, Sheryl, for all of this and much more. We have so much to look forward to. It's a beautiful facility. It belongs to us. We get to help cultivate and curate and just spread the joy of having a facility like this right here in our backyard. And it's free.
Yeah, we are all very fortunate to have it in our community, and I'm very fortunate to get to work there and with all of you wonderful ladies.
Thanks, Sheryl. And thank you so much, Madi. Did we get to all your topics today?
I think so. Sheryl had me sucked in over here, so I hadn't even had time to think about
I know. Isn't she great? You can tell she is in the business of being an interpreter and encouraging and really spreading that passion for our public lands and our wonderful amenities that we have to enjoy. So, Madi, thanks.
Yeah, of course.
We'll have you back again because we know Clint is out hunting.
In hibernation, as they say.
Yeah, so good luck, Clint. We wish you the luck with everything, and we'll see you in the spring. And thank you, listeners, for joining us for our once-a-month program as we get caught up with your public lands here on Elko Live on KELK.